Hi Todd, this is Becky with Gray Owl Marketing. Spoke with Carly today and I promised you guys this video. I will keep it brief, but I did just want to show you 3 tips that you can use today to help bring in more customers to your business. Because oftentimes in the world of the internet, most business owners are just too busy running their own business to keep up with how the internet can really work for them and benefit their company. So as you can see here, I do have your website pulled up. I love that you have this scrolling videos across here. Visuals are always great, as well as just letting people know what the different services are that you offered. But as I look at your site, the first thing that's important to know is that if you really want to optimize with Google, you need to have at least 1,500 words on your home page. Looks like you guys have maybe a couple hundred words here. Content is king with Google. This is a key factor in Google's formula when they decide what sites to rank higher than others. And Google likes to see high quantity of information as well as high quality. So you want your business to show up on page 1 when customers are searching, right? So think about having at least 1,500 words or more, but you also want to optimize what words you're including in your content throughout your site. And so I pulled up a tool here that I have that kind of shows me a dashboard of what your online presence looks like. You are getting traffic to your website, and you are ranking for some keywords here. And so when I pull this up and look at it, a lot of your keywords are allied fence. So that's your brand, which is important for you to rank for that. But just keep in mind that, customers that don't know who you are not going to put this in. So even though you're ranking number 1, you're missing out on an audience that's not familiar with you. Just trying to look for privacy fence is not bad, but again, not a buyer intent keyword. You're optimizing for a lot of words that aren't necessarily buyer intent keywords. Cedar fence, that's not a buyer intent, but here's one, Atlanta fence, Mableton, Georgia. That's definitely a buyer intent keyword. When you think about adding names to it, that's getting searched 30 times a month and you're ranking number 1 for that. Just trying to look for some other ones that don't necessarily include your name. Let's see here, fence arbor. So a lot of keywords in here, but not necessarily ones that are buyer intent keywords. So you want to think about that. So think about optimizing your site with buyer intent keywords, picking 2 or 3 words that have those buyer intent and optimizing them throughout your website. You also might want to think about having different service pages because I'm sure that you serve more than one area. And by having different service pages, you can optimize the content you're putting there and rank number 1 for different locations. So I just want to show you an example here. I put in fence company Atlanta. That is a highly trafficked buyer intent keyword. It gets 350 searches a month. So that's 4,000 customers a year that you're missing out on because you're not showing up on this page 1 here. And just to give you an idea of how people search, you can see here I put in, this keyword. Some customers will click on the first thing they see, which are these ads here. Ads are really good. You obviously pay to put these ads up here, and they could be a good way to fill in some gaps in your online marketing strategy. But you do need to be careful with these because if they're not done right, they can be a real money pit. This section, a lot of people will scroll past ads, so that's one section. And the second section here is what we call the map pack. And that's the top 3 companies that Google feels really confident to show the people that are searching. And some people even scroll past that into this organic search area. So you want to think about trying to optimize and showing up in this search area as well as this search area to capture lots of different ways people search. But about 40% of all traffic goes right to these top 3 players here. So you want to probably ask yourself, I have a lot going on my website. How do I get in this top 3 spot, right? Well, there's a lot of factors, but one key factor is your Google business profile, which I pulled up here. It looks like you have 2 profiles because I do know you're showing in those different locations. You might want to think about having just one profile and optimizing your service pages. But there's lots of different ways to make sure you optimize this. It is important that you grow and build your Google business profile, and there's a number of different ways to do that. Of course, first is Google reviews. You do have 33 reviews here, but you want to try to get more 5-star reviews to bring this rating up. Obviously, the more reviews and the more 5-star reviews, the better because they're important to grow your positive image. The second element of your Google business profile is what we call the NAP, which is your name, your address, and your phone number. Google likes to see that in multiple locations throughout the web. So think about putting it in different business directories. It's in your website, on your Facebook page, but also areas like Yelp or Yellow Pages or Whitebook or City Star. Put it in multiple places so you do have a track across the internet. But the important thing to remember about this is being consistent. Google wants to see that this matches exactly throughout the entire web, because when people are searching different platforms, Google wants to see that this information is exactly the same. So you want to think about trying to combine these two and putting them into one, because it is probably confusing Google a little bit, and you're getting dinged for that as well. The third thing I'll talk to you about with this profile is your pictures. I do see you have a bunch of great pictures here, but what you want to do with these pictures, as well as the pictures on your website, think about saving them as buyer intent keywords. So when you're saving these pictures in your computer, you want to use buyer intent keywords so that when Google is crawling your website, it's going to see these buyer intent keywords and it's going to pick up on those, as well as using geotags. You want to put geotags in these pictures and letting know Google kind of the different areas that you work. So when you're in different locations doing some beautiful work and taking a picture, make sure you tag it in that location. And this way Google sees not only what type of work you're doing, but where you're doing it. So when people are searching for similar things, you'll show up for them, right? So that's a good thing with your Google profile. The last and third tip I will talk to you about is, again, how do we get in this top 3 spot? Well, another really important thing to think about is your company's online reputation. And this is kind of like what we call your company's site authority. So if we go back to this dashboard again, this is going to show kind of a numerical value of what your business's online reputation looks like. And right now you have a UR of 33 with a DR of 6. We do like to see a 1-for-1 ratio here, but we do like to see it above 20, if not the 30s and 40s, so you're definitely not doing too bad there. And this is because you have over 1,000 referring domains pushing 4,000 backlinks to your site, so not bad. But just keep in mind that not all referring domains are created equal, and you can see here you do have a strong amount of referring domains that are what we call relevant domains, which is pushing your UR strength to this 33. So that's why you have, a nice site reputation from that perspective. But think about getting a 1-for-1 ratio with your UR and your DR. So you are definitely getting some nice traffic to your site. But again, when I pull up a buyer intent keyword like this, you're not showing up here. So you want to think about, this is the #1 spot. So I did pull them up and show their website. Theirs is somewhat similar to yours, but again, not enough content on their page. So there's a lot of opportunity to optimize your content and potentially beat them out. And as you can see here, I'm just putting a side-by-side comparison of you against your competition. And your UR is definitely better. As you can see, you definitely have more referring domains here, but you're probably asking yourself, like, why do they have more traffic? And why are they, or excuse me, you have more traffic, but why are they outranking me on the site? And it's probably because you need to optimize that content as well. So again, just giving you those 3 tips. 1, it's about content is king. You want high quality and high quantity. You also want to think about your Google profile and optimizing your profile and being consistent throughout the web, and then thinking about your online reputation and optimizing that. And so if you implement these strategies today, you will be #1 in Google. And you can either go with this information and do it yourself. I'm totally fine with that. However, if you want to be more effective and save yourself some time so you can focus on your business, you can call me and we can set up a time to chat. Once again, my name is Becky Liana with Gray Owl Marketing, and my contact information is in the email. I do hope you found this valuable, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a good day.